It's Gothtober and my health is back to normal, I think. Let's do a few Halloween videos for now, then a Patreon review raffle on Giant Robo the anime soon. For now, this here is 6 lost celebrity cartoons or crossovers. One of the contenders will be narrated by Alex of All Time Movies. In return, I'll be narrating one of their videos, Top 10 Kid Franchises That Need to Die, link below. It's Juice and Jam time. Okay, the Joker meets the Powerpuff Girls didn't get to happen as we discussed in the last top 10. But what about the Powerpuff Girls meet Jack Black? Well, that never happened either. The 2004 Powerpuff episode See Me, Feel Me, Know Me was a rock opera inspired by 70s musicals like Tommy and Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah. Jack Black was offered to play the part of a singing gnome that used music to manipulate the people of Townsville into giving him control of the city.
This is the best day of my life today. Oh, this is the best day of my life.
The episode was completed but never aired in America and did not feature Jack Black voicing the gnome. Why not? Well, if we look at this 2002 interview with Sci-Fi Wire, creator Craig McCracken was spilling info about the next Powerpuff Girls season in production at the time. As he wrote the episode, Jack Black was still a small-time comedian with a metal band. But during production, hits like School of Rock propelled Jack far beyond the reach of TV animation. During the interview, Craig expressed concerns over the budget being an issue now that Jack Black is in much bigger demand. Coincidentally enough, in 2002, MTV's Clone High had a rock opera episode that managed to get Jack Black involved. But it looks like this Powerpuff Girls episode that was completed 2 years later was too late for the party.
Ooh, oh, don't you know that everybody knows the yin and yang's the master plan? Ooh, oh.
That answers why Jack Black wasn't in the show, but why was See Me, Feel Me, Know Me banned from American television? Various online rumors theorize as to why. The one I heard a lot was the message about capitalism versus communism within the story.
Sacrificing their hopes and their dreams, all their individuality for freedom.
I also heard people talking about the flashing lights that could cause some epileptic seizures, but McCracken himself confirmed it was due to the unintentional religious references. The executives thought the metal beams in some destroyed cities looked like crucifixes, and because one of the hippies resembles Jesus. Given the long hair and sandals, a lot of hippies look like Jesus. While it has not aired on US TV, the episode did make it on the complete series DVD, as well as international broadcasts. What a waste, a lot of these songs were pretty catchy.
This is the best day of my life.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Lebron James, and you're watching Season 2 of The Lebrons. What's up?
You see the lights, the fame, you see the bling, but you should meet LeBron before he became king.
You cannot call yourself a true NBA All-Star unless you show up in at least 3 crappy cartoons. Hopping on that self-marketing train was LeBron James and his own YouTube cartoon, The Lebrons. The premise portrays 4 alternate versions of LeBron living in the same household. So this kid named Kid has like 3 interdimensional dads that's also just him from different futures he may grow up into. The synopsis on Wikipedia describes the 4 members of the family each represent an aspect of LeBron's personality, competing for control over him. Okay, sure, whatever. To give some context, this was based on a Nike commercial where LeBron plays himself as multiple characters.
Baby, we can go anytime. You just let me know what's good for you.
You can't get through Detroit training in no pool. You think Michael trained in the pool?
She's everywhere, all the time.
Oh, come on now. Just give the woman a little time to adjust.
I know she means well, but her helpfulness knows no boundaries. She interrupted me while I was having some me time.
It's a web show with TV quality animation that takes heavy inspiration from Bill Cosby's Fat Albert, right down to tossing a live action object into the second dimension. The only thing missing in this Fat Albert tribute is the scarce straight educational episodes pertaining to prison and dropping the soap. Oh, what, do you think I'm joking? No.
Oh, you smell so good. Come closer, let me sniff you. I want the big one. Give me the big one! Why do you want the big one?
I don't know why Bill Cosby would write that sort of episode, but I hear the best writing advice is to write what you know.
Doberman?
Too tame.
What kind of pit bull is this?
This dog is gangster.
In the span of these 6-minute web shorts, the Lebrons is overloaded in product placement. Hey, someone's gotta pay for all this animation. Animation that's just inconsistent. These background characters look like they came in from a different show. They've stated part of the proceeds were given to the Boys and Girls Club of America. This is YouTube money, so I'm sure they'll appreciate all $10 they received. Seasons 1 and 2 consist of 10 short episodes total, but most of them have been removed for reasons unknown. Maybe legal issues with all the products and licensed music by Kool and the Gang, but re-uploads exist in 240p resolution. If it's not 1080p, why bother?
Spit that kid out. He's mine.
Kid's all yours.
I don't get this cartoon. Its style is rooted in reality, so the cartoony stuff seems out of place. They also got guest stars like the rapper Drake, who's drawn like an exhumed corpse. Looks like he started from the bottom and stayed there. And this is supposed to be a kid's show, right? Why is the pool storyline shot like a sleazy Japanese anime beach episode?
She's like one of those hot anime characters, only she's not a cartoon.
Problem is, there's 3 of us and only 1 of her. We gonna have to shoot for it.
There are 9 episodes set to private, but what's still left on the official YouTube channel is the 3rd and final season with a whole new animation style.
What the? Nah, what the? This was broken.
That's a really impressive Sims 3 machinima. The Lebrons found a new sponsor by the US Army and started including a new character who came home after he served his country, like Turbo and Ozone served the Electro Gang in the dance battle under the highway overpass. After 3 seasons, the Lebrons project has been quietly abandoned. Why was this made? Why were most of the episodes hidden away? Why does this guy look like Trevor Noah? We may never know. And if you don't know, now you know. Copyright Biggie Smalls, 1994.
To twist the rules of this list, here's a live-action adaptation of a cartoon with celebrity involvement. The cancelled Johnny Bravo movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This is a rumoured upcoming movie that seems to resurface every so often, but news first broke out in 2002. Neil Moritz, the producer of the Fast and the Furious movies and XXX, the pinnacle of cinema, were eyeing The Rock to bring Johnny to life and save him from the nothing he has become. Disregarding some Photoshop mock-ups, no official news has ever updated the status of the live-action Johnny Bravo movie. There's several plausible reasons as to why this movie was never produced. First, consider this was 2002, when outside The Mummy 2, The Rock wasn't the mega celebrity he later became known for. Reason 2, if your name wasn't Scooby-Doo, live-action cartoon adaptations like Josie and the Pussycats or Rocky and Bullwinkle weren't doing so well. And reason 3, the first and only theatrical film Cartoon Network ever produced was the Powerpuff Girls movie, and I guess Aqua Teen Hunger Force the movie if you count Adult Swim. The Powerpuff movie was such a financial bomb, CN has yet to try going theatrical again. That's sad. Nickelodeon has a ton of films ranging from the horrendously cheap to surprisingly ambitious. Imagine the Cartoon Network movies that could have been had the Powerpuff films succeeded. With The Rock now a bigger star than ever and the nostalgia for 90s cartoons growing, isn't it time for Cartoon Network to try going theatrical again?
Hey there, baby. Yeah, whatever.
It's WB's Freaky Halloween Weekend. We'll be right back.
It has been an honor to have served you for this past 8 years, but now I must say goodbye.
A short time after Arnold Schwarzenegger ended his reign of terror as governor of California in 2011, an animated trailer popped up on YouTube for The Governator. Animated in a style reminiscent of the Boondocks, The Governator follows the real-life biographical stories of Arnold, retiring as governor and going home to put on an Iron Man suit to save the day from evil robots while blaring overused music from the Black Eyed Peas. You know how Batman has Alfred by his side helping out in the Batcave? Well, Arnold's secret underground base is run by a bunch of kids the target audience can relate to. It's unconfirmed if these kids came out of Arnold's wife or his maid. The Governator was set to be a TV series and comic book from Stan Lee's POW Entertainment. No, this has no connection to Marvel. Stan Lee has his own personal production studio who made stuff like Stripperella, The Condor, and other superheroes nobody remembers. If the cartoon was made, Arnold would have different power suits. The press release on Entertainment Weekly assures us these fictional costumes are eco-friendly and run on solar power. Whew, thank goodness. Arnie's villains would include his wife's pet Shih Tzu, a man named Zeke Muckerberg, aka Felon E, a 17-year-old evil genius who created Felon Book, a social network for hackers. There'd also be an evil organization entitled Girly Men. It stands for Gangsters, Imposters, Racketeers, Liars, and Irredeemable Ex-Cons. Well, that's far less offensive than I thought it would be.
Governor, will you be returning to your life as a movie star?
No, Larry. I've had a great career, as you know, as a bodybuilder, as an actor, and as a politician. Now I'm going to be a private citizen once again. I won't be back.
The Governator was being pitched around to various TV studios for distribution until scandal broke out. As the Governator was to follow Arnold being a superhero by night and caring family man by day, that's not gonna look too authentic for a 2011 cartoon after his affair scandal made the headlines. Upon further research, Arnold isn't even a real-life superhero, so the amount of inaccuracies is staggering. The Governator's production was dropped, but I say it deserves a second chance. Don't make it for kids, make it for teens and adults who love so bad it's funny movies. What we need is Commando or True Lies, the animated series. Also, throw in a new expendable each week like Lundgren or Stallone. There is so much potential in that.
I'm back.
If you thought all the contenders on this list weren't terrible enough, then let me tell you about the musician Neo's idea for a cartoon. Really, it's not the idea, more so the story behind the scenes for the unreleased series entitled I Heart Tuesdays, because my videos upload that day. I could explain the concept, but I'll let Neo handle it. When Jet Magazine asked what art style will this cartoon be, Neo replied, "It's definitely not anime, because that shit costs money. I don't know how expensive it was. You know the Boondocks? They animate that in Korea. It's like $1 million per episode. I'm like, I'm cool, we can get stick figures." It's a story called I Heart Tuesdays. It's a story about twins who are direct descendants of two Greek gods that were cursed by Zeus for being really childish and irresponsible. They have to save the world from some unspoken evil every Tuesday for pretty much the rest of their lives. So it's dealing with that on top of dealing with being high school students. The intercom comes on and the dean says, "Hey guys, due to weather, prom's going to fall on Tuesday." Damn.
She's a monster.
Unquote. As you can see, I Heart Tuesdays went through development hell. Cartoon Network first announced the show in 2011. During that time, it was supposed to be about a 16-year-old girl suffering a curse in her family bloodline, forcing her to save the world on Tuesdays. In 2012, the concept updated so it would be twins who descend from Greek gods saving the world, and that's all that was ever said. No screenshots or concept art was ever released.
Call me Mr. Bennett, that top model chick to your everyday hood rat.
Reading that quote from earlier, Neo clearly knew nothing of the animation process. Animation is a collaborative effort. It's one thing to be skilled, but you must also be easy to work with. I can only assume Neo and the studio just could not agree on what each of them wanted, thus they gave up. I Heart Tuesdays has been long abandoned, just the result of a contract dispute equivalent of a Mexican standoff with no survivors. Here comes my little sister's favorite band next to Blink-182, Sum 41, Green Day, Mindless Self-Indulgence, Bowling for Soup, Marilyn Manson, Korn, System of a Down. It's My Chemical Romance, and I want it now. Years before the emo band was formed, the lead singer Gerard was an intern at Cartoon Network Studios during the year 2000. It was here where Gerard and his friend Joe Boyle both pitched Breakfast Monkey. What's it about? I watched it a few times and I still can't tell what I just witnessed.
Did I hear breakfast? Oh, it's you, Lucha Leche, world-famous Spanish wrestling man.
Sí, ¿cómo está usted?
Oh, silly man. Your language makes no sense to me.
Breakfast Monkey goes around the world feeding breakfast to people like luchadors or this emo twink I wish I had the body of. I'm not skinny enough to be a twink, not fat enough to be a bear.
And why are you called Crazy Boy? Well, I'm sure glad you asked that, little egg monkey. Well, when I was a young boy, I was hard in my house.
Wait a minute.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city.
Because Gerard was a low-level intern barely getting his start, he hadn't gained enough trust from Cartoon Network to be given the funding for a fully animated pilot. So Gerard and his small team created this slideshow to get the idea across better, in hopes of getting more support from the studio. As interns during this time weren't paid, they had to work on this personal project, intern at Cartoon Network, and work at a whole different job on top of that while they waited for the green light.
Since we're in this like waiting period or pitch period and it takes so long, I had to get like a crummy job.
I'm sure something will happen with it. There's a lot of people backing us up right now, and you know, hopefully that all counts for something. Hopefully that all leads up to something, and even if that's like a couple years away, you know, that's kind of how it goes, and you know, and then people will learn they should have done something sooner.
Breakfast Monkey was considered for a series by the executives but rejected in favor of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, a comedy that lasted 15 years. Imagine having the opportunity for your own TV show only for it to be turned down in favor of a cartoon far more successful. Breakfast Monkey's dead and gone, but Gerard carried on. By now, MCR fans will know this backstory led up to the September 11th attacks. Gerard witnessed the towers collapsing and decided he's better off expressing himself through music, thus forming his own chemical romance while also writing comic books on the side, such as Umbrella Academy. So, in a way, 9/11 killed Breakfast Monkey. Good. MCR broke up, none of this matters anymore.
I'm Joey Southside, here to tell you about my friends in My Chemical Romance's new record.
My Chemical Romance!
My Chemical Romance.
New record, 3 cheers for sweet revenge.
3 cheers for sweet revenge!
My Chemical Romance. New album! In stores now.
Go buy it.